Hey, how's it going? You don't say. Speaking of which, um, if you're watching this live, you have the option of asking questions and interacting live with that guy. Anyway, you have to explore that. I don't know how it works and all, but welcome.
So it's like 2.5 miles, 3 miles basically.
Hey. Hi. So today is September 11th, 2014. This is show number 68. And welcome again to the veritable edge of Western civilization, Venice Beach, Californication. And it is an epically beautiful day out here today. The forecast is freaking hot. It's a heat wave on its way. You know, it's like completely calm. Look at that palm tree, barely moving. And it's already late in the afternoon. Hey there. Also, there's coronal mass ejection aimed at the Earth heading our way. It's an X-class solar flare, and it should be here by tomorrow. And today is Thursday, which means that tonight is pizza night. I know that's really important to you. So I just mentioned it just so that you know, I don't know if they have that in any other Whole Foods in America, but in the one in Venice here at Lincoln and Rose, they have a $10 pizza night, and my I don't know, it kind of like marks my week. I don't know, it's like a little treat. $10. How can you beat that? So what I get is the spinach mushroom with extra sauce, of course, because they don't really want to give you that sauce. But you gotta kind of let them know that they're being a little skimpy on that friggin' sauce. So extra sauce, and then I stuff my face silly. Yeah, that's the pattern. The face stuffing silliage. So, what else is going on? September 11th. Fortunately, I missed the president's speech last night about what he's going to do about this ISIS thing in Syria and Iraq. But I understand that the plan is airstrikes followed by promoting the local parks. Ground troops are unexpected to be coming from the United States, so we're going to support the Peshmerga of the Kush, and we're going to support the what do you call those folks? The Syrian rebels, and things are about to get real interesting. Yeah, don't know what else I want to say about that. But anyway, got this piece here I started yesterday. Well, actually, I started it on my birthday, but the background. But Now working on the sacred geometry part of it. See what we can do to make this magnificent, shall we? Oh. As I said yesterday, this piece was inspired by the dome, the pentagonal dome that covers the main pool at Sierraville Hot Springs, or Sierra Hot Springs in Sierraville, California, where I spent 24 hours after Burning Man. And what I like about it is, I don't know if you can make this out, but you have this pentagon. Inside of that, there's a pentagram, right? Inside of that, there's a pentagon and all that. But then, what you have here are 5 hexagrams. This is a hexagram, here's a hexagram, here's a hexagram, here's a hexagram, here's a hexagram. Just like a soccer ball. And then it goes on, the next iteration, I won't tell you, I'll just do it. So, let's see. Yes. Where's my tool? Yikes. Wow.
Yeah, I can already hear that.
Interesting. Oh, I see. Okay. Well, we've certainly got a conundrum here. This is so good, I can barely make out what these say. So used. Might be time for some new ones. 72. 72. Vulnerability, fallibility, vulnerability, 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 fallibility, 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 fear of making mistakes, fear of being seen to be making mistakes, fear of failure, fear of success. Yep. What happens when you let all that go? You're not afraid of failing. You're not afraid of success. When you're not feeling afraid of being fallible, and you embrace your own fallibility, then you're not afraid of being vulnerable, and you allow yourself to be as vulnerable as you can. What happens then? What does life look like from that point? The reason I'm asking these questions is it's one of the things that I've learned from painting. Is that, to allow myself to be fallible, to allow myself to explore my vulnerability, to allow myself to screw up, and to face and to move in the direction of those things that I'm afraid of. So I think that's what painting, quote unquote, painting has done for me, is given me a harmless outlet or opportunity for exploring those, what life is like that. Yes. Wow. Okay. That said, we're still at the point of figuring out what the heck we're going to do with this. What's our next iteration?
Yeah, I couldn't do that. I had
I see. That'd be kind of big, wouldn't it? Okay. That is 20, 25.
not yesterday.
44. But it's not. Okay.
Nothing to plan on.
here's the deal. You have to be stuck in the water. Yeah, I mean, be able to walk down like land gravity and stuff. Yeah, so for a pond plus is something that I yeah, it'd be kind of like
My school, the organization I work
Six.
I was looking, there was
Oh yeah. Okay. I remember now. Good.
I just fucking travel.
But you actually shot it. You guys are more years with you. You like that, but not necessarily. I don't really talk about real he's got that side of him that sometimes they're like kind of guys like to go Thanks for
Llevarte eso y conectar.
Gotta look at so much. Everyone.
On 9/11/2001, actually the night before 9/11/2001, I flipped a coin to see if I was going to get on a plane from LAX, the red eye, from LAX to JFK. That would have gotten me into JFK around 7 a.m. And my usual thing to do would be to ride in on the subway into the World Trade Center and then walk over to the river and walk along in that park along the river. And by Stuyvesant High School. And so I would have been there. But instead, I flipped the coin, and the coin toss was, should I get on the plane? You know, I was staying in the youth hostel on the corner of Venice and Pacific. Pacific and Windward, the Venice Beach hostel. I was literally in the corner room, in the corner bed, overlooking the intersection. And you know, I paid for the weekend. It was up the next day, but I could have left right then if I wanted to. And it was Sunday night, and traditionally, well, my experience has been that for me, the boardwalk has always been, Mondays have always been really good, and sometimes, you know, Monday is better than. I can make more money on Monday for some reason, I don't know why, than throughout the whole weekend, you know. And so I flipped a coin to see if I would stay one more day, stay for that Monday, and then take off. And the weird thing is, I had been tracking flights for several days to see if I was going to fly into New York, Boston, or Washington, D.C. because I had to go up to the Cape for some business, and I had some friends down in North Carolina, Kelly Phipps being one of them, and it seemed like the cheapest flights would have been into, so the question was I going to fly south and work my way up to the Cape, or was I going to go to the Cape and work myself down? And I had finally decided that I was going to go to New York instead, go, right in the middle. And so I flipped a coin, and the coin came up, stay one more day. because otherwise I would have been at ground zero.
Who knows? I know too.
But it happened all from a coin toss. Crazy. So that morning I woke up and I rolled out my cart to the boardwalk, and it was, no big deal. There was hardly anybody on the boardwalk. And this brother, this older brother, was set up. And he said, "Did you hear what happened?" This brother Bob, he was on the Asperger scale of psychological impairment. And but we always got along, And he was kind of, he was in his 60s, late 60s, pushing 70 at the time, and believe it or not, he was a reader. He read cards, tarot cards, and he lived out of his car, and he was a pretty interesting character. And I haven't seen him in years, and I think he's either passed away or he has, he's in an institution somewhere. He had a really wealthy brother down in the OC, and that helped him out occasionally. Like on holidays, he would let them come to his house for holidays and stuff. But Bob knew he was just being patronizing. And Bob had, I'll tell you Bob's story. Bob had this experience. He was raised, his family was pretty wealthy. I think his father was a diplomat or something. And he went to private schools growing up, privileged schools. And I think, I don't know, I'm not sure, I'm not going to say what that school was, but it was a pretty highfalutin school back east. And he actually killed someone in a boxing match in school. And I think it really seriously messed with his head. Because one day he told me about it, and I could tell it was, it still weighed heavy on him, Obviously it was unintentional, and, this is a regular structured. Hello.
Hey.
Did you have a question?
I was looking at the sacred geometry.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I do a live stream at 6 o'clock, so you see me talking to myself. That's why.
Got it. Cool. All right. Well, I'll let you do your thing.
No. You're more than well. You're part of it. People come up all the time, and I just have to tell them that, you might be on camera. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
What's your show called?
Oh, it's just daViD'z live streaming art show.
Awesome.
Yeah. This is show number 68.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
You do it every week?
During the week, yeah, 5 days a week, if I can. I mean, it all depends on bandwidth, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. But in the summer, that was a bit challenging. Like Fridays was a little spotty, but now, this is perfect. This is one of my favorite times of year here because the light is magnificent, and there's no struggle for space. Everybody's a lot more laid back. It's like, okay, now the summer can really begin, and it stays like this for at least 2 or 3 months. So yeah, up through Thanksgiving, it can be like this, So it's one of my favorite times.
Yeah, awesome.
Where are you from?
Orange County.
The OC. Right on. How old are you?
27.
27. Huh. So you were a kid in 2001.
Yeah. That was 9th grade? 10th grade?
Right. Yeah, I was just recounting that story. I was here.
Right here?
Yeah, on the boardwalk. And I was setting up. I wheeled my cart out, and this old gentleman that I knew said, "Hey, did you hear what happened?" I was like, "What happened, Bob?" You know, because I'm still wheeling my cart. I got this big, heavy-duty thing, you know. What happened, Bob? It's like somebody flew planes into the World Trade Center in New York. I was like, right, Bob. Really? He's like, no, seriously. And he pointed across. I used to set up across from Sidewalk Cafe, and they had the televisions blaring. And I, morning time, I wasn't really paying attention to the, to the noise.
I try not to pay attention.
Yeah, really. So, sure enough, I could hear this story coming out of the televisions they had on there. They're not usually that lively at 9 a.m., in the bar. And right then, this friend of mine came up who lived on the street there, and she came. I don't know. She just showed up. You know what I mean? I don't know why she was out there, but she came and she said, "You can come to my house," and which is kind of a big deal because we had actually gotten the place together, and then we'd had a falling out, and we needed to distance ourselves, and we hadn't spoken in 2 months, So all of a sudden she shows up and she's like, "Hey, come to my house." I was like, "Okay," and we, floated back to her place and turned on the television, and sure enough, they're just playing and replaying and replaying and replaying, and she had this brother staying at her house that was from New York. He actually went to Stuyvesant High School, which is less than a quarter mile from the World Trade Center, and it turned out that his mother worked in one of the towers, like on one of the top floors of the towers, and he had been trying to get a hold of folks back there, and they couldn't get a hold of her and everything, and so he was sleeping on her floor, and he just threw his stuff. He says, right as we walk in, he's like, we turned on the television, saw that thing, we're all looking at it, and he's like, he just started throwing his shit into a bag, He's like, I got to get back there, because he called his folks and his father, and they weren't able to get a hold of his mother, and it was his stepmother, actually. It was his stepmother. And so he took off, and that was that. Later that day, we went out to see if we could give blood and everything. And I remember, it's weirdest coincidences, right? Arnold Schwarzenegger, he had this movie that they started promoting that day, all right? And the movie posters hit all the buses, and the movie posters was for his movie, Collateral Damage. So there you have Arnold Schwarzenegger all over LA, all these city buses with Collateral Damage, big in huge letters, Yeah, it was an embarrassment. I mean, they yanked that, It was pretty quick. In fact, they had been building a set for a music video right in front of the Sidewalk Cafe where the skate park is, right in the middle of the skate park, so you could use the skate park, not the new one, the old one, the big open area there. And they just stopped doing it, and they never shot. They just took it apart, and because that's where everybody's head was at. It's like, how could you, shoot some flowy music video after something like that goes down,
Well, hey, my parking's gonna expire.
Yeah.
So I gotta
they're
get back.
vouchers,
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, they're vouchers. They be getting your thing pretty good. Although, where is it parked?
Down Santa Monica.
Oh, in Santa Monica.
Yeah.
I think it's after 6. I mean, after 6, you're good.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so. Where in Santa Monica?
Just at the beach parking.
Oh, at that beach parking. On this side? Oh yeah.
Down
Okay.
Beach 1.
Right.
Beach
right.
Park 1.
The big on this side. Okay, I thought
On
it
that
was
side.
on street parking. It's after 6 o'clock.
Okay.
It's free.
But it's in a parking lot.
Yeah. I don't know what that story is. They're gonna get their money, baby.
dude. They've been getting it all day.
Yeah, really.
Well, hey, you mind if I take a picture?
Of what?
All your stuff.
All right.
Just a shot like this. Awesome.
Cool. Well, thanks for stopping. Give me a chance to blabber at you.
Yeah, Drew. My name is Drew.
David.
Yeah, nice to meet you,
Alexander,
David.
yeah, have a good skate
Awesome.
back.
Thanks. Take
Yep.
care. Thanks for your time.
You're welcome. Bless.
Enjoy your show.
You
Bye.
bet. Crazy. What do we got? 45. So yeah, that's my story for the most part for that day. I mean, there's loads of stuff. When we tried to we went that afternoon to try to give blood, and there was a waiting line, and we had to like make an appointment for a couple of days later because they had so many people trying to give blood.
That way.
And then came out here to the beach, and there was barely anybody set up. But there was this guy that I kind of looked up to as a because Jackson, can't remember what his last name is, but he was a painter, and the reason I looked up to him is because back in 1997, I had pretty much boycotted the boardwalk. Yeah, I hadn't even been in Venice, I don't think, for 2 years. And I boycotted the boardwalk since the Rodney King thing because the LAPD was just so out of freaking control. The regulation was so insane. In the space of 2 weeks, I got 3 tickets. One was for jaywalking up in Santa Monica at night. There's like nobody around except the cops, of course, and they wrote me this ticket. And there was the second one was from the Venice Beach cops for Italy. And the second one was for basically I got a ticket for showing more than 2 of my pieces. So you were only supposed to be allowed to show 2 pieces of artwork, which was friggin' insane. Hey there.
Talking to yourself, I see.
Not exactly. This is my live stream.
Yeah.
You okay?
Sort of.
All right. So the color is orange today.
I love orange. It's my favorite color. So the weather is good for orange.
Yeah,
Awesome. I like your little T-shirt. You did that?
I did with my little pinkies.
Yeah. It's very quick thought, but an understandable one.
Yeah, I have 2 dozen shirts like this.
Have you tried selling them?
You know, people keep telling me that, but I know on this side you can't sell clothes.
Oh, really? Even if you paint on it?
Yeah. So you gotta sell them on that side or someplace else. So this is actually hand painting T-shirts is how I started painting canvas.
Oh.
So I mean that's how I taught myself how to paint. It's by hand painting T-shirts for a living for 4 or 5 years.
Mm-hmm. So what type of stream do you do?
I just blabber, and then people like you walk up, and I paint some canvas, and Venice, whatever happens.
Okay. I love this weather. Not dry like this weather. Like every time I go outside to do things, and this time of year, me being in, it's not a good idea because I start getting respiratory distress.
Yeah.
Like I go outside and watering, and my nose starts running, and then my lungs start crashing.
Right.
Because of the,
Yeah.
the dryness. It's a time of year thing.
Did you hear about the heat wave?
It's coming?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like I didn't today, I've been so aggravated, but I kind of like napped out, and I didn't even want the blast sun. I didn't even want to go out till later. I'm going to go to the pier.
Oh, are they having music there tonight?
Oh yeah, they've got a real good guy there tonight.
Who's playing?
Charles Bradley.
Who's that?
His life story is it's very documented. Like
Okay.
if you
Go ahead and tell me.
Well, you can go Google him or YouTube him.
No,
Anyway.
not right now. Later.
Anyway, he's performing tonight. I heard him at the Lincoln Center, the last free concert. He's really good. He's 67 and his career started at 65.
Really?
No, he's very inspiring, but he's very virile. Like he's not decrepit at all. Man, he's not decrepit at all. I was like really impressed because there was another person. They had 3 people there, and the first person was 70, but he was kind of decrepit, you know. And then they had this band that I think is going to be really big, called St. James and the Broken Bones. White soul band from Alabama that are great. They are so good. The guy, he's really got it. The lead singer, kind of a Seymour Hoffman, kind of pudgy, kind of southern boy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man, does he got it. I mean, they really have this band. It's so tight. And then Charles Bradley came out. So it was a good, actually the two of them was a good, the young white soul band with the older black guy, that was a good billing.
Right.
But he's really good. These songs are kind of almost, some of them are kind of revolutionary. I mean, you know, he's got it. But it's so cool when somebody's career begins at 65.
Yeah, really? Yeah.
Yeah, he was like one person they retrieved him, and like I'm saying, now he's played the Lincoln Center, he's playing here.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's what I'm going. There hasn't been anything there that I wanted to see.
Yeah, same here. Every Thursday I ask people, who is it? I never heard of that.
Yeah, but they're booking this stuff that people aren't really interested in, like they used to book, you know.
Well-known acts.
Yeah, but I mean, like this one, he's like soul, funk, blues, you know. I mean,
Yeah,
this
R&B, right?
Well, no, not like modern art. I mean, he's like get down, like, but he probably should have a real good band with him if it's anything like they had in the Lincoln Center.
So this stuff here was given to me by this brother who was a skateboarder. I met him at the temple after they burned the temple at Burning Man, right? And he used to, it's called road rash formula, right? So he used to scrape his knees pretty bad, and he made this stuff.
What does it do?
It feels really good, and my nose, as you saw, was getting pretty toasted this summer.
I know, you got to make sure you don't get any cancer in the nose.
Yeah,
a lot
right.
of people get cancer in the nose.
Well, no, we're not having any of that.
No, but we don't talk about, I mean, you know, not talking about doesn't mean it's not going to happen.
But not talking about it is part of not having it happen.
No, using sunblock is how you get it not
No,
happen.
no. Sunblock is one of those things that they're going to discover is one of the causes of cancer, because it is unnatural to put all that friggin' chemical stuff on your
Depends on
skin.
what type of sunblock you would.
I'm just saying.
I use it on my face and my neck. I don't use it on the rest of my body.
I hear you.
And believe me, I'm using it, and I'm not worried about getting cancer. You know what I'm saying? Because, again, it's what kind of sunblock. I'm not getting cheap sunblock.
Yeah.
The sunblock I've got zinc
This
in
is
it.
all essential oils and neem and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I'm saying that
Take a smell. Take a smell. Go ahead and open it up.
you're
It's pretty good
light
stuff.
and you need some. You can put zinc on your nose.
What do you call it, light?
You're still light even with a tan. No, but you can put zinc on your nose. Just put
I'm
something.
not putting any friggin' zinc on my nose.
Zinc isn't going to give you cancer. Come on.
We'll see.
Zinc is the oldest remedy in the world.
We will not see, because I'm not putting any of that nonsense on my
Yeah.
face.
Well, if you get cancer on the nose, don't say I didn't tell you so.
Okay. All right. You're off the hook. I will not tell you.
No, I will know because they're gonna have to take it off your nose.
Yeah, really.
There was this
I know.
blue-eyed Irish guy that drank a lot, and I warned him, and sure enough, he got cancer on his nose, his neck. I mean, but he was Irish, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he was even the son.
Did you know my mother's maiden name was McClenny?
Well, I can see the Irish in you, sure.
Can you now?
Yes, I can. I can see the leprechaun in you.
Hey, so what do you think about this the Scottish referendum?
I think I heard it mentioned a couple of days. What is it?
In next week they're going to decide whether or not they're going to remain part of the
Oh, they're gonna.
Great Britain.
Oh, well, that's, everybody's trying to split off.
So they want to, you know, they have the opportunity of having their own country again.
Well, I thought Scotland was its own country.
No, it was its own,
Well, they've been
country
trying to have their own
traditionally,
country for a long time.
right?
maybe.
But for 300 years, they've been part of the United Kingdom.
Oh, well, I don't
So
see.
there's like 4 countries in the United Kingdom:
And now they.
Wales and Northern Ireland, England, and
And they're under
Scotland.
one government?
Yeah,
Oh, I
like
thought.
they all have, you know, seats in Parliament.
Well, I can see why the Scottish would like. I mean, that's the nature of the Scottish. I mean, I'm sure they want their own.
Well, yeah, they've wanted their own country
They're
for a very
ferocious,
pretty
but-
long. They lost this battle, the Battle of Culloden, and that's how we ended up with so many Scots people in this country. They moved to the Carolinas and
Yeah,
Virginia.
genetically speaking, men with Scottish blood are what I'm most likely to be attracted to.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm attracted to guys that are Scotch-Irish, but not looking Irish, more looking Scotch.
Uh
The Scotch thing attracts me.
huh.
I don't know, it has for a long time. I don't know why.
So what are you telling me exactly? Am I in or am I out?
No, nothing. I'm just saying that genetically speaking, that has always interested me. There's some, you know, and there's the orneriness, and it's also just the physique. I don't know, it just interests me. You know, rather than, you know, I mean, rather than Italian, which most women are attracted. Almost the man that most women are attracted to across the board. If you ask women, always Italian. Always
It's the
Italian.
Mediterranean.
Yeah, like whether it's black or it's green or it's yellow or it's English, it's always Italian. But maybe being Italian kind of keeps me immune because I am not.
Right.
I am not that. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's a what do you call it?
it
There's
can't-
this thing called heterosity, right? It means like the vigorous gene. It's like people. There are 2 kinds of people. There are those that are attracted to people that are exactly like them
which is a
genetically,
lot.
and then there's those that are repulsed by those that are exactly like them
Well-
and are attracted only to people that are as vastly different than them.
Well,
as
this
possible.
Gemini woman I know, Elizabeth, she's like that. But it's not the reason that I'm not attracted to the Italians are because I understand them too well. It's not like they're not attractive. They're very attracted to me. I mean, they're real attracted to me because of the fact that they often are. They see me as being high class looking Italian rather than Jersey. You know,
Right.
they see me as being Italian but more aristocratic or
Yes,
higher
of course.
class. And then a lot of guys that are very strongly Italian are snotty. You know, they have a certain thing. They like that upper class looking.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, it's more of a type thing.
Patrician.
Yeah, so more of it's a type thing. The fact that I'm recognizably Italian, but not like earthy, funky, get down Jersey look. So you know, so I mean, I understand their mentality, and the thing is I understand them too well. They're just too selfish. I know it makes them tick, but I do have fun when we get into our little. I get real machoed out with guys that are Italian. It's just I get very machoed out. They get Italian, I get Italian, and it's a lot of fun actually. But I don't take it.
You
I
know,
don't take it
it's
seriously.
funny you should say that because, like, just before you came up, there was like 6 Italian guys that crossed on the bike path onto the boardwalk.
Oh yeah,
And
I
they
saw
were
them young guys.
just blaring their Italianness.
Yeah, well that's you know, and
Speaking very fast.
I think it's because my Italian's from my father's side, which is why I'm not. That's where I get very macho with them.
Mhm.
But they just start reminding me of my brother or my father, or you know. I mean, they're just too selfish. And the Scandinavian thing, I need to stay away from that because they can't handle me. But you know, and they really like. Oh, they're very. People were, you know, very attracted to when the guys have the Scandinavian. They're very attracted to the Italian thing.
Mhm.
But then, you know, their whole tack turn, overly work-oriented, moribund thing, you know,
Moribund.
they just don't have the fire. They don't have the fire. Like I find guys that are Scottish descent mix, and also I like Puerto Ricans. You know, that I like Puerto Ricans. I've always liked Puerto Ricans.
You hear that, Puerto Rican?
Yeah,
You
like
have a chance with her,
as the Scotch-Irish, the Puerto Ricans,
right?
you know.
You know, the Scots were invaded by the Scandinavians.
Oh, I know. That's why
That's
they
where
have
they're
the
all the red hair and all
yeah.
that.
Yeah, but they don't have that Scandinavian soft, morbid thing.
You're right.
You know, they're
They
tough.
have their own form of morbidity.
Yeah, but they're tough, man. They're tough
They are.
people. They're tough.
Yeah, and so are the freaking Scandinavians. Are you kidding me?
Oh yeah, they're very. No, yeah,
Yeah.
they're very tough. But I mean, you know, I mean, I'm Swedish, Danish on one side, and Italian, Spanish on the other.
Okay. Swedish Danish.
Yeah, so that's why.
Well, that sounds very tasty.
Sounds very tasty, but you wouldn't want to be in my brain.
I believe you.
You wouldn't. I mean, because
They're all crazy people.
No, it doesn't integrate well because the Nordic with the Mediterranean.
Yes.
You know, it doesn't integrate well.
Yes.
Yeah, but recently.
There's an ice cube between them. Yes.
Yeah. They don't integrate well. But the thing is I've been too volatile. I've been really aggravated. So I just got a reading from Linda, and she says you've got an inner peace going. I go, are you kidding me? I said, you are wrong, man. You are wrong. I am so not inner peaced out now at all. I'm like completely aggravated. When I thought the storage place was closed, there was 2 other women. I started pounding on it and screaming. I'm like, trust me, I am not inner peaced out. I'm so aggravated I can't concentrate, so I don't know what she's talking about. She was off. I go, Linda, you are off here. You are off. But that's what happens when you don't have anyone to get a reading from in your deathbed.
Are you?
For reading? Oh, yeah.
What do you need to know?
Oh, well, I don't need the 9th house type of reading that you do where you get all philosophical and esoteric. No, I need someone who gets down.
Gets down.
Gets down into the nitty-gritty.
The nitty.
The nitty-gritty, the
Gritty.
details. Do you have any water? I'm dying
Yes,
of
sir.
thirst. So thirsty. What's in here?
Alkalizers. They alkalize the water. It's filtered water that I then shake up and it turns it alkaline. Between 7 and 9 pH.
I was really surprised that you would eat beef. I was shocked that you would eat beef.
Yeah. Well, I haven't been eating it for a while now.
Good, it's like very bad energy.
What's that?
It's bad energy.
But tasty. if it's cooked well.
Yeah, but the thing
Yeah.
is, it's bad
Like
energy. I mean, for our planet,
beef stew.
yeah, but for our, well, I guess.
You're right. You're entirely right.
I mean, it's not
I
about.
agree.
It's not about that. It's about the energy, the evolution.
I understand. That's why I stopped eating it.
I mean, in my body type, I actually might benefit by eating it, but I don't care because I'm not eating it for my health. I'm not eating it for the bigger picture. And plus, I don't think.
I think they shoot the movie out there.
I wish you and I had a similar direction. Unfortunately, we don't. It could be a lot of fun battling going in the same direction.
You mean like going to the...
No, I mean life-wise.
in general.
In general.
What's your direction? Where are you headed?
Well, you don't even know.
That's right. I guess I don't.
Because you haven't inquired.
I just did.
Well, you only inquire after an afterthought because
It wasn't an afterthought. It was a direct thought. I know the difference between an afterthought and a direct thought.
But it didn't occur to you to ask me.
No.
Or inquire. That's the problem.
Oh, is that the problem?
That's the problem. You aren't even inquisitive.
Well.
You know, like I'm saying, you're so bent, which I don't understand from your chart, on this whole 9th house thing, that it's not really what you started with.
9th house.
Yeah, you're so oriented towards your 9th house when you don't even have a filled up 9th house.
Why does it have to be filled up?
Well, no, I'm saying from your chart, the 9th house direction is not the right direction.
My North Node is in the 9th house.
Yes, but the majority.
My Neptune is in the 9th house.
Yeah, that's all the more reason not to pay
Venus,
attention to your Neptune.
My Venus. You're supposed to go through life ignoring your Neptune?
Your direction is not where Neptune is usually. Your direction is where your 10th house is, especially if there's any planets there.
Sure.
And your planet, I mean, the Neptune in the 9th house, that's a nice thing, but not to be taken too seriously.
I'm not supposed to take my 9th house seriously?
Well, your Neptune...
After 57 years of living that?
No, the Neptune, like wherever Neptune is, one has to be... I mean, mine's in the 6th house.
Okay.
Which means I don't see why I should have to work for a living. And I'm serious. You know,
how's that going?
Well, going. It's going okay. I mean, it's all relative. But I'm saying Sue, the woman that I was with, who we had like on full moon, we had like, well, it turned into a fight. It's just that this woman triggered it, and then Sue goes and gets all female, and I can't really relate to it. But I go, Sue, man, this is too female for you. You know, this is too female for you, because she was saying about how critical I am and this and that, and which of course is a critical thing to say. But then what she was bringing up is she brought up something I've been complimentary about. I said, Sue, that's such bad woman behavior. I have never, you know, like, because she's got big legs. Because I don't like women with skinny legs. So she said something about me saying her legs are big, right? Okay, now the funny thing is I've only been 100% complimentary about her big legs, because I think they're beautiful. So I haven't been derogatory. So I said, Sue, if you're going to say that I'm critical, let's get down to something that's real, because that's been a compliment. So this is female. This is what women do to men. Only she was doing it to me, another woman.
Yes.
But I'm saying this is what they do to men. Like,
yes.
A man will be giving a woman a compliment, and the next thing you know, you're saying that you're insulting me by putting me down, and like my head's reeling just like a male, going like, where are you coming from?
Exactly.
I have never ever said anything about your legs being too big. I said they were beautiful. Right. Because I really seriously don't like skinny legs. Skinny legs is not, you know. Skinny.
Are you two a couple?
No. No, the whole thing was ridiculous. No, it was ridiculous.
I mean, it's okay if you are.
No, that wouldn't be my that wouldn't be my speech. No. But I'm saying we have nothing in common. And then I'm saying that I'm going to pier tonight. And what is she doing? Well, she makes plans way in advance, right?
This is the woman that I met the last time you were here.
Yeah. She makes plans way in advance. So on a beautiful night like tonight, instead of thinking, oh, I might go to the pier or go outside, she make plans a week ahead to go to some stupid Scientology lecture.
Oh, goodness.
Your whole life is being consumed. I can't believe it. I go, I got to get out of this. I can't. This is like my mind. I'm just bailing. You know, and I can't not. I see what her future is. I can't help but see what her future is. And if she doesn't make changes, I know where she's going. Mm-hmm. But like the making a plan a whole week in advance, and not even think on a beautiful weather like this. Yes. She could be out to go to a Scientology lecture, you know, with some other woman.
Right.
Anyway, I need a friend that's my speed. I mean, I really like her, and she's really a good friend.
How do you know one another?
Well, we knew each other from the past, and then I wasn't going to take my hairdresser's abuse anymore. So the light bulb went off in my head when I went to say hello to her, to go back to her. And we
Does she do hair?
Yeah, she's a hair dye. But she's all into work. She's totally opposite of me. She lives to, I mean, she's all into work. And she's very, very...
So what do you have against my 9th house?
What do I have against your 9th house?
Yes.
Well, because I think it's you know, I don't think it's just too ninth housey.
Too 9th housey.
Yeah, like I just OD'd from people in their over 9th house. There's a lot of in this.
What does that mean to you?
What does that mean to me?
Yeah, what does 2 9th
Well,
housey
like
mean?
for example, if I want a reading, I don't want a 9th house reading.
What does that mean?
That means it's all like philosophical and just, you know, what I consider kind of useless.
Okay.
You know.
Right.
I don't need philosophical lectures. And when I do a reading, that's not what I do.
I know.
Right. I mean, I will do like a therapy thing. I will do a direction. I mean, I will be doing that, but not like blatant 9th house. I'll try to get someone into a bigger picture, perhaps from where they are. Mm-hmm. But again, I'll make it personal. I'll make it. See, the 9th house is not personal. Mm-hmm. It's not. It's not personal. That's, you know, and so. Therefore, I consider it most of the time to be ineffective. And there are people with a lot of planets in their 9th house. I would imagine that Senator Kerry does. I mean, now his life is a 9th house life, but that's a higher level 9th house life because he's trying to function as brokering priests in the Middle East. Now that's 9th house. Mm-hmm. A lot of international travel, and you know, that's a very powerful 9th house. And not that the 9th house doesn't have a purpose. You know, it's not that the 9th house, you know, it's just how it's applied. And then also, I mean, he is a Sagittarius. and I'm sure he's got some very strong 9th and 10th house type thing.
You know, I have Saturn in Sagittarius, right?
But what house?
It forms the cusp of the 10th and 11th house.
Okay, well that's
That explains why it's a major focus of my life, would you say?
well, I think that's in a positive place.
I do too. I'm
I mean,
just
if you're
saying that having Saturn in Sagittarius emphasizes the 9th house and 9th house energy.
No, I wouldn't say not where it is.
Well,
No, I think you can scratch around and look why your 9th house, but I think you look to your Neptune. It's the Neptune. Where the Neptune is, and what's the aspects to Neptune?
Neptune is 0 degrees Scorpio.
Yeah, but what's the aspects to it?
It is semisextile Pluto, which is in Virgo at 0 degrees. That's about it, I think.
Yeah, for whatever.
And the sun, of course, because the sun's at 3 degrees. And then, you know, it's sextile.
So it's an easy aspect.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so that might be why, you know, that might have something to do with. But wherever Neptune can Neptune can be very, like I'm saying, mine is in the 6th house, and like I'm saying, I've never been oriented toward a straight job. I'm not work oriented in the regular way.
Yeah. But
you know,
for me,
I want glamour.
the way it's manifested is kind of the higher rung of the spiral of that energy potential.
Yeah, well,
And
it's in water.
A lot of traveling.
Yeah, but see,
a lot of foreign relations.
Right. Well, it's going to give you. It'll give you a connection with foreigners for sure.
Right, but also hidden knowledge and all that. That's a Scorpio thing.
Yeah. But I
definitely get a lot of perspective from traveling, and you know, traveling to me is kind of a spiritual endeavor.
Right, but except for the fact the rest of your chart says something completely. I mean, you can take what I'm saying or not. You can always find, but I'm saying.
I'm amazed at our conversations. I'm really glad we finally got one of them recorded, because we always talk like this, and I think if people if they're watching that, they would just get totally lost in what the hell are these people talking about.
Well, they would probably be amazed that we don't end up.
Yeah,
that we don't end up in a fist fight. That's what they would be surprised with, because we're getting into an astrological argument.
Yeah, really.
But like I'm saying, I would rethink your Neptune, because I would rethink your.
Aren't you not supposed to?
I would rethink
not overthink a Neptune.
Well, no, your Neptune needs some thought.
No, does it now? But I thought you just told me not to give it a whole lot of energy.
Well, no, rethink it
Let me help you out.
Rethink it in the fact that I think because it's easy aspect, because it's 0 Scorpio. And basically the Scorpio and the house are kind of incongruous, but I think that it's sort of distracting you from where the majority of your other planets are. But that's what Neptune does. Neptune is the grand illusion.
Yes, I have Pisces in the 2nd house.
Yeah, well, that's why you don't have to have money. I mean, that's okay.
Yeah, really.
You know, but then you want to look to your Neptune. Because like I say, I have Neptune in the 6th house, and I can really see how that works. Because, you know, the only thing I really studied was jazz dancing. And, you know, I don't want to be confined in a straight job.
Yeah, me neither. So, give me 1 second. I need to close this out and back it up, because the sun has set and I need to back up.
Yeah, because they'll be on
So, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, well, I guess I don't know if I'm going to walk. What time is it now?
There you go.
You don't look like that. That's not, you know, you look better than. It's horrible when you look at those things.
Okay, so remember, we love you.